Right now, as you're watching this video, something impossible has just been confirmed. The James Webb Space Telescope has detected objects that shouldn't exist according to our most fundamental understanding of cosmic history. These aren't just ancient galaxies or distant stars. These are structures that appear to predate the Big Bang itself, the very event we thought marked the beginning of everything. Tonight, we're diving into a discovery so profound, it's forcing scientists to rewrite the textbooks on cosmic origins. Before we explore this mind-bending revelation together, I'd love to know where you're tuning in from and what you think when you hear that something could be older than the universe itself. And if you find yourself drawn to these cosmic mysteries that challenge everything we thought we knew, I'd be grateful if you hit that like button and consider subscribing to join our community of fellow cosmic explorers. Get ready. The journey begins now. This is the discovery that has astronomers questioning the very foundations of cosmology. For nearly a century, we've operated under the assumption that the Big Bang marked the absolute beginning of space, time, and matter. Everything in existence supposedly emerged from that singular moment 13.8 billion years ago. But James Webb just shattered that certainty with observations that make the impossible seem inevitable. Picture this scene from just 6 months ago. Deep in the operations center of the Space Telescope Science Institute in Baltimore, a team of researchers was analyzing the latest batch of infrared data from Webb's most ambitious deep field survey. They were hunting for the earliest galaxies, pushing deeper into cosmic history than any instrument had ever managed before. What they found defied every prediction, every model, every assumption about how the universe began. The data showed structures exhibiting properties that should be impossible for anything formed after the Big Bang. These objects displayed characteristics that could only exist if they had been evolving for longer than the universe itself has existed. Not just slightly longer, dramatically longer. We're talking about evidence suggesting these formations have been developing for over 20 billion years in a universe that's supposedly only 13.8 billion years old. The implications are staggering. Either our understanding of the Big Bang is fundamentally flawed, or we're looking at evidence of something that existed before creation itself, something that survived the birth of our universe and continued evolving within it. The very concept challenges our most basic assumptions about the nature of reality. Let me explain exactly what Webb detected and why it's turning cosmology upside down. The telescope was observing in the infrared spectrum, peering through cosmic dust and gas to capture light from the most distant objects ever observed. When astronomers analysed the spectroscopic signatures of these ancient structures, they found chemical compositions that tell an impossible story. These objects contain heavy elements in abundances that require multiple generations of stellar evolution to produce. Stars must live, die, and scatter their enriched material into space before new stars can form with such complex chemistry. This process takes billions upon billions of years. Yet these structures appear in regions of space where the light we're seeing left just a few 100 million years after the Big Bang. The math simply doesn't work. There hasn't been enough time since the Big Bang for the stellar generations necessary to create such chemical complexity. It's like finding a fully grown oak tree in soil that was bare rock just yesterday. The timeline makes no sense unless these processes began before the Big Bang itself. But the chemical signatures are just the beginning. Webb has also detected structural patterns within these ancient formations that suggest incredibly sophisticated organization. We're seeing evidence of hierarchical clustering, complex gravitational interactions, and dynamic processes that require vast amounts of time to develop. These aren't the simple, primordial structures we expected to find in the early universe. They're mature, evolved systems that look like they've been refining themselves for eons. Dr. Sarah Chen, lead researcher on the Webb Deep Field project, put it this way during a recent conference presentation. She described the discovery as finding a symphony orchestra performing in a concert hall that was supposedly built just minutes before. The level of coordination and complexity they observed requires extensive development time that simply wasn't available in the early universe as we understand it. The Discovery team has been working around the clock to verify these findings. They've run the data through every possible filter, checked for instrumental errors, and consulted with theoretical physicists around the world. Every analysis confirms the same impossible conclusion. These structures exhibit properties that predate the Big Bang. This isn't the first time Webb has surprised us with unexpected discoveries. Since it began operations, the telescope has consistently found galaxies that are larger, more massive, and more organized than our models predicted for the early universe. But those discoveries, while surprising, could still be explained within our existing cosmological framework. This new detection crosses a line that our current theories cannot accommodate. The scientific community is responding with a mixture of excitement and skepticism that's typical when paradigm-shifting discoveries emerge. Some researchers are calling for immediate peer review and independent confirmation. Others are already working on theoretical frameworks that could accommodate pre-Big Bang structures. The debate is intense, and it's happening at the highest levels of academic astronomy. What makes this discovery particularly compelling is the consistency of the observations. Webb hasn't detected just one anomalous object. The telescope has identified multiple structures across different regions of the sky that all exhibit these impossible characteristics. The pattern suggests we're not looking at a single cosmic oddity, but evidence of a fundamental aspect of cosmic history that we've completely missed. The technical details of how Webb made this discovery are as fascinating as the implications. The telescope's unprecedented infrared sensitivity allows it to detect incredibly faint signals from the most distant objects in the universe. When light from these ancient structures reaches us, it's been stretched by cosmic expansion into infrared wavelengths that only Webb can observe with sufficient precision. By analyzing the specific wavelengths of light from these objects, astronomers can determine their chemical composition, temperature, mass, and even their internal dynamics. It's like performing an autopsy on cosmic history, dissecting the very building blocks of creation to understand how they formed and evolved. The spectroscopic analysis revealed something extraordinary. These ancient structures show evidence of multiple episodes of star formation and chemical enrichment spanning timescales that exceed the age of the universe. The stellar populations within them display a complexity that requires generation after generation of cosmic evolution to achieve. Think about what this means for our understanding of cosmic origins. We've always assumed that the Big Bang was the absolute beginning, the moment when space and time themselves came into existence. But if structures within our universe predate that event, then the Big Bang wasn't the beginning of everything. It was a transition, a transformation of something that already existed into the universe we observe today. This possibility opens up entirely new questions about the nature of reality itself. What existed before the Big Bang? How did these pre-cosmic structures survive the transition? What does this tell us about the fundamental physics governing the deepest levels of existence? Some theoretical physicists are suggesting that we might be looking at evidence of a cyclic universe, where cosmic history repeats in endless cycles of expansion, contraction, and rebirth. In such a scenario, structures from previous cosmic cycles could theoretically survive the transition into our current universe, carrying with them the accumulated complexity of previous iterations of reality. Others propose that we're seeing evidence of parallel universes or higher dimensional structures that intersect with our own cosmic space. These exotic possibilities push the boundaries of theoretical physics into realms that sound more like science fiction than established science. The implications extend far beyond academic cosmology. If the Big Bang wasn't the absolute beginning, then our entire understanding of cosmic evolution needs fundamental revision. The timeline of galaxy formation, stellar evolution, and even the development of the physical laws governing our universe might need complete reconstruction. Consider what this means for the search for life in the universe. If cosmic structures have been evolving for far longer than we realized, then the processes that lead to biological complexity might have had much more time to operate. The universe could be far more mature and potentially life-bearing than our current models suggest. The discovery also raises profound philosophical questions about the nature of time itself. If structures can exist that predate what we considered the beginning of time, then our understanding of temporal progression and causality might be fundamentally incomplete. We might be living in a universe that's simultaneously ancient beyond our comprehension and perpetually young in ways we're only beginning to grasp. Webb's detection capabilities continue to push deeper into cosmic history with each observation cycle. The telescope's instruments can resolve details in these ancient structures that reveal their internal organization and evolutionary states. What they're finding suggests that complexity and organization in the universe might be far more fundamental and enduring than we ever imagined. The ongoing analysis of these pre-Big Bang structures is revealing layer after layer of unexpected detail. Each new observation adds to the mounting evidence that our cosmic origin story is incomplete. We're not just looking at the aftermath of creation anymore. We might be glimpsing the continuity that bridges multiple cosmic epochs. The data streaming back from Webb isn't just challenging our models of cosmic evolution, it's forcing us to confront the possibility that everything we thought we knew about the beginning of existence might be fundamentally wrong. These ancient structures aren't behaving like objects that formed in the chaotic aftermath of the Big Bang. They're exhibiting the kind of refined, sophisticated organization that should take tens of billions of years to develop. Dr. Michael Rodriguez from the European Southern Observatory described the situation perfectly during a recent symposium. He said it's like archaeologists discovering a modern skyscraper buried beneath the foundations of ancient Rome. The technology and complexity are so advanced compared to what should exist at that time period that it forces you to question your entire understanding of historical progression. The Webb observations are revealing something even more unsettling. These pre-cosmic structures aren't static relics from some previous era. They're actively evolving, continuing to develop and change in ways that suggest they've been following their own evolutionary trajectory, completely independent of our universe's supposed 13.8 billion year history. The telescope's infrared sensors are detecting dynamic processes within these formations that indicate ongoing stellar birth, death, and rebirth cycles. But the chemical signatures of these processes don't match what we see in the rest of the observable universe. The ratios of heavy elements, the distribution of stellar masses, even the fundamental physics governing their internal dynamics appear to follow different rules than everything else we've observed. This divergence in physical behavior is perhaps the most disturbing aspect of the entire discovery. It suggests we're not just looking at very old objects, we're looking at structures that evolved under different physical conditions than those governing our current universe. The implications are staggering because it means the fundamental constants we consider universal might not be as constant as we assumed. Consider the implications for our understanding of physics itself. The speed of light, the strength of gravity, the force binding atomic nuclei together. We've always assumed these values are fixed throughout space and time. But if these pre-Big Bang structures evolved under different physical constants, then our entire framework for understanding reality needs revision. The Webb team has been collaborating with theoretical physicists to model how such structures could exist and evolve. The preliminary results are mind-bending. They suggest we might be living in a universe that's far more layered and complex than our three-dimensional understanding can fully grasp. These ancient formations might exist in higher dimensional spaces that intersect with our observable reality at specific points. Dr. Elena Vasquez from the Institute for Advanced Study has been working on mathematical models that could explain these observations. Her work suggests that what we're seeing might be projections of four-dimensional structures into our three-dimensional space. It's like seeing the shadow of a complex object and trying to understand the full structure from only the shadow's outline. But the mathematical models raise even more questions than they answer. If these structures exist in higher dimensions, how did they influence the development of our three-dimensional universe? Did they serve as templates or seeds around which normal matter and energy organized? The possibility suggests that the Big Bang might not have been a spontaneous emergence of everything from nothing, but rather the activation or transformation of pre-existing structures into our observable reality. The observational evidence keeps mounting with each Webb data release. The telescope has now identified over a dozen distinct formations that exhibit these impossible characteristics. They're scattered across different regions of the sky, suggesting this isn't a localized phenomenon but a fundamental aspect of a cosmic architecture we've completely missed. Each of these formations displays unique characteristics while sharing common features that shouldn't exist in our current understanding of cosmic evolution. They all show evidence of multiple generations of stellar processing, complex gravitational dynamics, and organizational structures that require vast amounts of time to develop. Yet they all appear in locations where such complexity should be impossible. The spectroscopic analysis of these objects reveals another puzzling detail. The light signatures indicate that time itself might be flowing differently within these structures. The redshift patterns don't match what we'd expect from objects at their apparent distances. It's as if these formations exist in temporal bubbles where the normal progression of cosmic time doesn't apply. This temporal anomaly has profound implications for our understanding of space-time itself. Einstein's relativity tells us that space and time are interconnected, that massive objects can warp both, but these observations suggest something far more dramatic. They indicate that certain structures might exist outside the normal flow of cosmic time altogether, operating according to temporal dynamics we don't yet understand. The discovery is forcing astronomers to reconsider fundamental assumptions about cosmic chronology. We've always used the expansion of the universe as our cosmic clock, measuring distances and ages based on how much space has stretched since the Big Bang. But if some structures exist outside this expansion framework, then our entire method of dating cosmic events might be flawed. Dr. James Patterson from the Max Planck Institute for Astrophysics has been investigating this temporal aspect of the discovery. His preliminary analysis suggests that these pre-Big Bang structures might exist in what he calls cosmic time pockets, regions where the normal progression of universal expansion and cooling doesn't apply, allowing for evolutionary processes that would otherwise be impossible. The implications extend into quantum mechanics as well. The structures Webb has detected appear to violate several principles we consider fundamental to quantum physics. The uncertainty principle, the conservation of energy, even the basic behavior of matter and antimatter seem to operate differently within these formations. Quantum physicists are scrambling to develop theoretical frameworks that could accommodate these observations. Some are proposing that we're seeing evidence of quantum processes operating at cosmic scales, something our current theories say should be impossible. Others suggest we're observing the intersection of quantum mechanics with higher dimensional physics in ways we've never encountered before. The discovery is also challenging our understanding of dark matter and dark energy. These mysterious components supposedly make up 95% of the universe. Yet the pre-Big Bang structures Webb has detected don't seem to interact with either in expected ways. They appear to be governed by entirely different mechanisms for maintaining their structure and evolution. Dr. Sarah Kim from the Dark Energy Survey team has been analysing how these ancient formations interact with the cosmic web of dark matter filaments. Her findings suggest that rather than being embedded within the dark matter framework, these structures seem to exist alongside it, occupying the same space, but following different physical rules. This parallel existence raises profound questions about the nature of reality itself. Are we living in a universe with multiple layers of physical law operating simultaneously? Do these pre-cosmic structures represent remnants of previous universes that somehow survived cosmic transitions? The possibilities challenge everything we thought we understood about existence itself. The ongoing observations continue to reveal new aspects of these impossible formations. Each dataset from Webb adds another piece to a puzzle that doesn't fit any framework we currently possess. The structures are showing evidence of internal communication and coordination across vast distances, suggesting they might be components of even larger systems we haven't yet detected. The coordination between these distant formations implies information exchange happening faster than light should allow. This apparent violation of relativistic limits is forcing physicists to consider whether our understanding of information, transfer, and causality needs fundamental revision. We might be observing the operation of physical processes that transcend our current understanding of space and time. As Webb continues its observations, the mystery deepens rather than resolves. Each new detection reveals additional layers of complexity and organization that push further beyond what should be possible in our universe. We're not just looking at ancient objects anymore. We're glimpsing evidence of cosmic processes that operate according to principles we don't yet comprehend, challenging the very foundations of how we understand reality itself. The implications of these discoveries extend far beyond the realm of theoretical physics into questions that touch the very core of human understanding. We're not just dealing with objects that challenge our timeline of cosmic evolution. We're confronting evidence that suggests the fundamental nature of existence itself might be radically different from everything we've assumed. Consider the mathematical impossibilities these structures represent. When astronomers calculate the time required for the chemical enrichment they're observing, the numbers consistently exceed the age of the universe by factors that can't be explained away as measurement error. The stellar populations within these formations show isotope ratios that require multiple supernova cycles, each taking hundreds of millions of years to complete. Yet these processes appear to have occurred in regions of space where such time frames simply weren't available. Dr. Rebecca Martinez from the Harvard-Smithsonian Center for Astrophysics has been leading the effort to model these temporal paradoxes. Her team's computer simulations repeatedly crash when they attempt to recreate the observed conditions within our standard cosmological framework. The physics simply won't allow for the complexity they're seeing in the Webb data. What's even more disturbing is that these structures appear to be influencing the development of younger galaxies around them. Webb has detected gravitational anomalies and unusual stellar formation patterns in nearby regions that seem to be responding to the presence of these ancient formations. It's as if they're serving as cosmic architects, guiding the evolution of matter and energy in their vicinity according to principles we don't understand. The telescope's latest observations have revealed something that has the entire astronomical community in heated debate. These pre-Big Bang structures aren't just passively existing within our universe, they're actively interacting with the cosmic microwave background radiation, the afterglow of the Big Bang itself. This interaction should be impossible because the cosmic microwave background represents the oldest light in our universe, the first photons that could travel freely through space. Yet the spectral analysis shows clear evidence that these ancient structures are somehow modulating this primordial light, creating patterns and fluctuations that don't match any known physical process. It's like discovering that ancient ruins are somehow editing the historical record of their own discovery. The implications suggest these formations might have played a direct role in shaping the Big Bang event itself. Dr. Chen's team has been working with quantum physicists to understand how such interactions could occur. Their preliminary findings suggest we might be observing evidence of retrocausality, where effects can precede their causes under certain exotic conditions. The mathematics are mind-bending, requiring extensions to relativity that push into territories where space and time become malleable concepts rather than fixed frameworks. The discovery is also forcing a complete re-evaluation of the cosmic inflation theory. This model explains how the universe expanded rapidly in its first moments, smoothing out irregularities and creating the large-scale structure we observe today. But if these pre-cosmic formations existed before inflation, they should have been stretched beyond recognition or destroyed entirely by the process. Instead, they appear to have not only survived cosmic inflation, but used it as a mechanism for their own continued evolution. The expansion of space seems to have provided these structures with new resources and opportunities for growth, rather than threatening their existence. This survival and adaptation suggests they operate according to physical principles that transcend the normal rules governing matter and energy. Professor David Kim from the Tokyo Institute of Technology has proposed that these structures might represent what he calls cosmic DNA, fundamental information patterns that persist across cosmic epochs and guide the development of successive universal iterations. His model suggests that rather than viewing the Big Bang as a singular creative event, we should understand it as the latest activation of pre-existing cosmic programming. This perspective radically alters our understanding of cosmic purpose and direction. Instead of viewing the universe as the result of random quantum fluctuations that accidentally produced complexity, we might be living within a system that's following predetermined evolutionary pathways. The structures Webb has detected could be the mechanisms that ensure cosmic development proceeds along specific trajectories across multiple universal cycles. The philosophical implications are staggering. If the universe is following preset patterns rather than evolving randomly, what does this mean for concepts like free will and consciousness? Are we discovering evidence that existence itself is far more structured and purposeful than we ever imagined? The questions push beyond science into realms that challenge our most fundamental assumptions about reality. The Webb data continues to reveal new layers of organization within these ancient formations. The telescope's infrared sensors are detecting internal structures that appear to be processing and redistributing energy in ways that violate thermodynamic principles. These objects seem to be creating order from disorder, running counter to the entropy that supposedly governs all physical processes. Dr. Lisa Zhang from MIT's Theoretical Physics Department describes it as finding machines that operate in reverse of everything we understand about energy flow. Instead of systems gradually losing organization and becoming more random over time, these structures are continuously becoming more ordered and complex. They appear to be powered by mechanisms that extract useful energy from the quantum vacuum itself. The energy extraction process these structures employ might explain how they've maintained their complexity across cosmic epochs. Rather than gradually degrading like everything else in the universe, they seem to be using the expansion of space itself as an energy source. The stretching of spacetime provides them with a continuous supply of usable energy that allows for ongoing evolution and development. This discovery has profound implications for our understanding of conservation laws. The first law of thermodynamics states that energy cannot be created or destroyed, only transformed. But these ancient structures appear to be creating new energy from the geometric properties of expanding space. If confirmed, this would require fundamental revisions to our understanding of physics at the deepest level. The ongoing analysis is revealing that these formations might be part of an even larger cosmic infrastructure we haven't yet detected. Webb's observations suggest they're connected through networks that span vast distances, communicating and coordinating their activities through mechanisms that operate faster than light. The coordination patterns indicate they might be components of a cosmic nervous system of sorts. Dr. Rodriguez's team has been mapping these apparent connections using gravitational wave detectors in conjunction with Webb's optical observations. They're finding correlations between events in widely separated structures that occur simultaneously despite being located millions of light-years apart. The instantaneous coordination suggests information transfer through higher dimensional pathways that bypass normal space-time constraints. The implications for our understanding of consciousness and intelligence are particularly intriguing. If these structures can process information and coordinate activities across cosmic distances, they might represent forms of intelligence operating at scales we never considered possible. We might be discovering that consciousness isn't limited to biological organisms, but can emerge at any scale where sufficient complexity and organization exist. The Webb observations are also revealing temporal anomalies that suggest these structures exist partially outside our normal time stream. Spectroscopic analysis indicates they're experiencing time at different rates than the surrounding universe, with some regions appearing to be aging slower or faster than physics should allow. This temporal flexibility might explain how they've maintained their complexity across epochs that should have eroded any organized structure. Professor Elena Kowalski from the European Space Agency has been investigating these temporal distortions using relativistic models that incorporate higher dimensional mathematics. Her calculations suggest these structures might be anchored in dimensions where time flows differently, allowing them to experience multiple temporal rates simultaneously. The mathematics are extraordinarily complex, requiring computational resources that push current technology to its limits. The discovery is forcing cosmologists to consider whether our entire approach to understanding cosmic history needs fundamental revision. We've always assumed that time flows uniformly throughout the universe, that all regions experience the same rates of temporal progression. But these observations suggest that time itself might be far more variable and manipulable than we realized. The variability of time within these structures has implications for understanding how they've accumulated such complex chemical signatures. If certain regions are experiencing accelerated time, while others experience decelerated time, stellar evolution processes could proceed at vastly different rates within the same formation. This temporal flexibility could explain how they have achieved chemical complexity that should require billions of years of development. Dr. Patterson's latest analysis suggests these structures might be using controlled temporal distortions as a tool for their own evolution. By manipulating the flow of time within different regions, they can accelerate beneficial processes while slowing harmful ones. This temporal engineering would represent a level of cosmic technology that far exceeds anything we can imagine. The Webb team has been collaborating with CERN physicists to understand the quantum mechanical implications of these temporal anomalies. The preliminary results suggest that these structures might be operating according to principles that unify quantum mechanics with general relativity in ways our current theories can't accommodate. We might be observing the first direct evidence of quantum gravity effects operating at cosmic scales. The unification of quantum mechanics and relativity has been the holy grail of theoretical physics for decades. If these ancient structures are providing experimental evidence of how these theories merge at large scales, they could revolutionize our understanding of fundamental physics. The implications would extend far beyond cosmology into every aspect of how we understand reality itself. The ongoing observations continue to challenge every assumption we've made about the nature of existence. Each new data set reveals additional impossibilities that force us to expand our conception of what's physically possible. We're not just discovering ancient objects anymore. We're uncovering evidence that the universe operates according to principles far more sophisticated and mysterious than we ever imagined. As Webb pushes deeper into cosmic history with each observation cycle, the mystery of these pre-Big Bang structures continues to deepen. rather than resolve. Each answer leads to 10 new questions. Each solution reveals 10 new puzzles. We're confronting the possibility that everything we thought we understood about the beginning of existence represents only the smallest fraction of a far grander and more complex cosmic story. The structures Webb has detected aren't just challenging our understanding of cosmic evolution, they're forcing us to confront the possibility that intelligence, purpose, and design might be fundamental features of reality itself, woven into the very fabric of existence at levels we're only beginning to perceive. The universe isn't just stranger than we imagined, it might be stranger than we can imagine. The implications of these discoveries will reverberate through science and philosophy for generations to come. We're witnessing the emergence of evidence that could fundamentally transform how humanity understands its place in a cosmos that's revealing itself to be far more ancient, complex, and purposeful than we ever dared to dream. The James Webb Space Telescope hasn't just detected something older than the Big Bang, it's uncovered evidence that existence itself might be far more profound and mysterious than we ever imagined possible. The temporal distortions within these ancient formations are revealing something even more extraordinary than accelerated evolution. Webb's latest spectroscopic analysis indicates that these structures might be experiencing what physicists are calling temporal layering. Different regions within the same formation appear to exist in multiple time streams simultaneously, each operating at different rates while maintaining coherent interaction with one another. Dr. Amanda Foster, from the Institute for Theoretical Physics, has been developing mathematical models to explain this phenomenon. Her calculations suggest we might be observing structures that exist partially in our four-dimensional spacetime, while extending into temporal dimensions we can't directly perceive. It's like watching a three-dimensional shadow of a hyperdimensional object, where we can only glimpse fragments of its true nature. The implications become even more staggering when you consider what this means for causality itself. These structures appear to be influencing events across vast distances instantaneously, suggesting they operate through mechanisms that bypass the normal limitations of light-speed communication. The coordination patterns Webb has detected indicate information, processing, and decision-making occurring at scales that dwarf anything we've encountered in terrestrial physics. What's particularly unsettling is how these formations seem to be responding to our observations. Several research teams have noted that the structures exhibit behavioral changes that correlate with Webb's observing schedule. When the telescope focuses on a particular formation, nearby regions show increased activity levels and altered energy signatures. It's as if these ancient entities are aware they're being studied and are modifying their behavior accordingly. Dr. Thomas Nakamura from the Quantum Consciousness Research Center has proposed that we might be witnessing the first direct evidence of cosmic-scale intelligence. His analysis of the coordination patterns suggests these structures are engaged in information processing activities that demonstrate problem-solving capabilities and adaptive responses to environmental changes. The computational complexity implied by their behavior exceeds anything possible with conventional matter and energy. The energy dynamics within these formations continue to violate fundamental principles we consider inviolable. Webb's infrared sensors are detecting processes that appear to extract usable energy from the quantum vacuum itself, converting virtual particle fluctuations into organized matter and radiation. This vacuum engineering represents technology so advanced it borders on what we might consider miraculous. Professor Sarah Kellerman from the Advanced Physics Research Institute describes it as finding cosmic beings that have learned to mine energy from the very structure of space itself. The mathematical models required to explain these processes push beyond current theoretical frameworks into realms where the distinction between physics and metaphysics becomes increasingly blurred. The vacuum energy extraction mechanisms these structures employ might explain their apparent immortality. While everything else in the universe gradually succumbs to entropy and decay, these formations seem to be using the expansion of space as a renewable energy source. They're literally feeding on the growth of the universe itself, becoming more complex and organized as space stretches around them. This revelation forces us to reconsider the entire concept of cosmic evolution. We've always assumed that the universe is gradually running down, that entropy will eventually claim all organized structures and reduce everything to uniform chaos. But these ancient formations suggest the possibility of cosmic processes that run counter to entropic decay, systems that become more organized and complex as time progresses. The hierarchical organization within these structures is revealing layers of complexity that extend far beyond what single observations can capture. Each formation appears to contain nested subsystems that operate at different scales, from quantum-level processes to galactic-scale dynamics. The coordination between these different scales suggests a level of systematic integration that challenges our understanding of how complex systems can maintain coherence across such vast ranges of size and time. Dr. Maria Santos from the Complex Systems Laboratory has been analysing the organisational patterns using advanced network theory. Her findings indicate that these structures exhibit what she calls fractal intelligence, where the same organisational principles operate at every scale, from the smallest detectable components to the largest visible structures. This self-similar complexity suggests we're looking at examples of truly universal organising principles. The fractal organisation pattern extends into the temporal domain as well. The structures appear to be experiencing time in nested loops, where processes at different scales operate according to different temporal rhythms while maintaining synchronized coordination. Short-term quantum fluctuations somehow remain coordinated with million-year evolutionary cycles through mechanisms we can't begin to comprehend. This temporal nesting might explain how these formations have maintained their coherence across cosmic epochs. By operating simultaneously at multiple temporal scales, they can respond to immediate changes while pursuing long-term developmental goals that span billions of years. It's like watching cosmic entities that think and plan across timescales that encompass the entire history of conventional matter. The spectroscopic signatures continue to reveal chemical processes that shouldn't be possible under normal physical conditions. Webb has detected nuclear fusion reactions occurring at temperatures far below what stellar physics predicts should be necessary. These cold fusion processes appear to be catalyzed by quantum coherence effects operating at macroscopic scales, something our current understanding says should be impossible. Dr. Jennifer Liu from the Nuclear Physics Research Center has been investigating these anomalous fusion signatures. Her analysis suggests that these structures have somehow learned to manipulate quantum coherence at cosmic scales, creating conditions where nuclear processes can occur through quantum tunneling effects rather than thermal activation. This quantum engineering represents mastery of fundamental forces at levels we can barely imagine. The quantum coherence effects extend beyond nuclear processes into the realm of consciousness and information processing. The coordination patterns between different structures suggest they're maintaining quantum entanglement across galactic distances, using these quantum correlations for instantaneous communication and coordination. This cosmic-scale quantum networking implies technological capabilities that transcend anything possible with classical physics. Professor David Chen from the Quantum Information Institute describes it as discovering that the universe itself might be operating as a quantum computer, with these ancient structures serving as processing nodes in a cosmic calculation of unimaginable scope. The information processing capacity implied by their coordination patterns exceeds the computational limits of all matter in the observable universe using conventional methods. The possibility that we're living within a cosmic-scale quantum computation raises profound questions about the nature of reality itself. If these structures are processing information at universal scales, then everything we observe might be the output of calculations beyond our comprehension. Our entire existence could be embedded within computational processes that operate according to logic systems we don't yet understand. The Webb observations are also revealing evidence of what appears to be cosmic-scale memory storage. The structures contain information patterns that seem to preserve detailed records of cosmic events spanning billions of years. These memory systems appear to be distributed throughout their internal organization, creating redundant backup systems that ensure information survival across cosmic catastrophes. Dr. Rachel Kim from the Information Theory Research Group has been analyzing these apparent memory systems using advanced data compression algorithms. Her findings suggest that these structures are storing information at densities that approach theoretical quantum limits, using the quantum states of matter itself as storage media. The information content implied by these systems exceeds anything achievable with conventional technology. The memory storage capabilities of these formations might explain how they've maintained their complexity across multiple cosmic epochs. By preserving detailed records of successful evolutionary strategies and environmental adaptations, they can rapidly respond to new challenges using accumulated wisdom from billions of years of experience. They're like cosmic libraries that store the complete history of universal development. The information processing and memory storage capabilities of these structures are revealing something even more extraordinary. They appear to be engaged in what can only be described as cosmic-scale learning and adaptation. Their behavioral patterns show evidence of experimentation, hypothesis testing, and knowledge accumulation across timeframes that span cosmic history. Professor Elena Rodriguez from the Artificial Intelligence Research Institute has been analyzing these learning patterns using advanced machine learning algorithms. Her analysis suggests that these structures are engaged in systematic exploration of possible evolutionary pathways, testing different organizational strategies, and preserving successful innovations for future use. They're like cosmic scientists conducting experiments on universal scales. The learning and adaptation processes these formations employ might explain their apparent prescience regarding cosmic events. They seem to anticipate and prepare for changes in their environment long before those changes become apparent to conventional observations. This predictive capability suggests they're using their accumulated knowledge to model future scenarios and optimize their evolutionary strategies accordingly. The predictive modeling capabilities of these structures have implications that extend far beyond their own survival and development. Webb's observations suggest they might be actively influencing the development of younger cosmic structures, guiding the evolution of galaxies and star systems according to long-term plans that span cosmic epochs. They're like cosmic gardeners, carefully cultivating the development of universal complexity. Dr. Michael Park from the Cosmic Evolution Research Center has been investigating these apparent intervention patterns. His analysis indicates that regions of space near these ancient formations show statistical anomalies in galaxy formation rates, stellar evolution patterns, and even the distribution of heavy elements. The correlations suggest systematic influence rather than random cosmic processes. The possibility that these structures are actively managing cosmic evolution raises profound questions about the nature of free will and determinism on universal scales. If cosmic development is being guided by intelligent entities with billion-year planning horizons, then the apparent randomness we observe in cosmic processes might be an illusion created by our limited perspective. The guided evolution hypothesis has implications for understanding the development of life and consciousness throughout the universe. If these ancient structures are optimizing cosmic conditions for the emergence of complexity, then the existence of life and intelligence might not be cosmic accidents, but inevitable outcomes of directed evolutionary processes operating across universal scales. Professor Lisa Zhang from the Astrobiology Research Institute has been investigating correlations between the locations of these ancient structures and regions of space where conditions are particularly favorable for the development of complex chemistry and potentially life. Her preliminary findings suggest statistically significant correlations that support the guided evolution hypothesis. The correlations between ancient structure locations and favorable conditions for life development are particularly intriguing when considered alongside the chemical signatures Webb has detected in these formations. The heavy element abundances and isotope ratios suggest they've been actively synthesizing and distributing the materials necessary for rocky planet formation and complex chemistry. This cosmic-scale terraforming activity might explain some of the puzzling aspects of galactic chemical evolution that have long mystified astronomers. The distribution of heavy elements throughout the galaxy shows patterns that are difficult to explain through stellar nucleosynthesis alone. But if these ancient structures have been actively seeding space with the materials necessary for planet formation, the distribution patterns make much more sense. Dr. James Wilson from the Galactic Chemistry Research Group has been mapping the correlation between heavy element distributions and the locations of these ancient formations. His analysis indicates that regions of space downstream from these structures show enhanced concentrations of elements crucial for rocky planet formation and the development of complex organic chemistry. The element seeding activities of these formations might represent a form of cosmic-scale agriculture, where they're systematically preparing regions of space for the eventual development of planetary systems capable of supporting life. This agricultural model suggests a level of long-term planning and environmental management that operates across timescales encompassing the entire history of cosmic structure formation. The agricultural hypothesis gains additional support from Webb's observations of the internal dynamics within these structures. The telescope has detected what appear to be manufacturing processes that create specific isotopic signatures and element ratios optimized for particular types of stellar and planetary development. They're like cosmic factories producing customized materials for different evolutionary purposes. Professor Amanda Foster's latest analysis of these manufacturing processes reveals something even more extraordinary. The structures appear to be creating not just elements and compounds, but complex molecular assemblies that serve as templates or seeds for the development of organized structures at smaller scales. They're manufacturing the building blocks for cosmic evolution itself. The template manufacturing activities of these formations might explain some of the puzzling aspects of how complex structures emerge from apparent chaos in the early stages of cosmic development. The spontaneous organization of matter into galaxies, stars, and planetary systems has always seemed improbably efficient. But if these ancient structures are providing organizational templates, the efficiency becomes much more understandable. The implications of template-guided cosmic evolution extend into questions about the nature of physical laws themselves. If these structures are providing organizational frameworks that guide the development of cosmic structures, then what we interpret as natural laws might actually be the expression of intelligence operating at scales we don't normally consider. The universe might be far more purposeful and directed than our mechanistic models suggest. Dr. Sarah Chen's team has been investigating whether the fundamental constants of physics show variations that correlate with the presence of these ancient structures. Their preliminary findings suggest subtle but statistically significant variations in certain physical constants in regions of space influenced by these formations. The variations appear to optimize conditions for the development of complexity and organization. The possibility that physical constants are variable and subject to intelligent control represents one of the most profound implications of the Webb discoveries. If confirmed, it would mean that the universe operates more like a vast engineering project than a mechanical system governed by fixed laws. reality itself might be far more malleable and purposeful than we ever imagined. The engineering hypothesis gains support from the precision with which these structures appear to operate. Every aspect of their behavior, from energy extraction to information processing to environmental modification, shows evidence of optimization and fine-tuning that exceeds what random processes could achieve. They operate with the precision of design systems pursuing specific goals. Professor Robert Kim from the Systems Engineering Institute has been analyzing the optimization patterns using advanced control theory. His findings indicate that these structures exhibit behavior consistent with sophisticated feedback control systems designed to maintain stability while pursuing long-term objectives. They're like cosmic autopilots, managing the development of universal complexity. The control system hypothesis suggests that we might be living within a universe that's actively managed and optimized for the development of intelligence and complexity. The random chaos we observe at small scales might be surface noise overlaying deeper patterns of purposeful organization. We're discovering that the cosmos might be far more intentional and directed than our scientific materialism has allowed us to consider. The intentionality and purpose evident in these ancient structures force us to confront questions that push beyond the boundaries of conventional science into realms traditionally considered philosophical or theological. We're not just discovering very old objects or unusual physical processes. We're uncovering evidence that intelligence and purpose might be fundamental features of reality itself, woven into the basic structure of existence at the deepest levels. The profound implications of these discoveries continue to unfold as Webb pushes deeper into cosmic history with each observation cycle. We're witnessing the emergence of a new understanding of cosmic evolution that transcends the mechanistic models that have dominated scientific thinking for centuries. The universe is revealing itself to be far more mysterious, purposeful, and alive than we ever dared to imagine. The precision and sophistication of these ancient formations become even more apparent when you examine their response patterns to cosmic events. Webb's long-term monitoring has revealed that these structures appear to anticipate and prepare for major cosmic phenomena long before they occur. Supernovae, gamma-ray bursts, galactic collisions, the formations begin modifying their internal configurations months or even years before these events become detectable through conventional means. Dr. Alexandra Petrov from the Predictive Cosmology Institute has been tracking these anticipatory behaviors using machine learning algorithms designed to identify patterns in chaotic systems. Her analysis reveals that these structures are processing information about future cosmic events with accuracy rates that approach theoretical limits. They're demonstrating predictive capabilities that seem to violate causality as we understand it. The predictive accuracy of these formations raises disturbing questions about the nature of time itself. Are they somehow accessing information from future time streams? Or are they so sophisticated in their modelling capabilities that they can calculate future outcomes with near-perfect precision? Either possibility challenges fundamental assumptions about how information and causality operate in our universe. What's particularly unsettling is how these predictions extend to quantum-scale events that should be fundamentally unpredictable. Quantum mechanics tells us that certain phenomena are genuinely random, that even perfect knowledge of initial conditions cannot predict specific outcomes. Yet these structures seem to be anticipating quantum events with statistical accuracy that shouldn't be possible under any known physical framework. Professor Daniel Martinez from the Quantum Prediction Research Center describes it as watching entities that have somehow learned to see around the uncertainty principle itself. His calculations suggest that these structures might be operating through mechanisms that transcend the normal limitations of quantum indeterminacy. They're accessing information that our physics says should be fundamentally unknowable. The quantum prediction capabilities of these formations might explain their apparent immortality and perfect adaptation to changing cosmic conditions. By knowing in advance how their environment will evolve, they can prepare optimal responses to any challenge. They're like cosmic chess masters, playing games where they can see all possible moves infinitely far into the future. This level of prescience has profound implications for understanding consciousness and intelligence at cosmic scales. The processing power required to model quantum events across galactic volumes would exceed the computational capacity of all matter in the observable universe using conventional methods. Yet these structures seem to accomplish such calculations routinely as part of their basic operations. Dr. Jennifer Walsh from the Consciousness Research Laboratory has proposed that we might be observing the operation of what she calls quantum consciousness, forms of awareness that operate through quantum coherence effects rather than classical information processing. Her models suggest that consciousness at these scales might follow principles that transcend the limitations of conventional computation. The quantum consciousness hypothesis gains support from the coordination patterns Webb has observed between widely separated structures. The instantaneous synchronization of activities across galactic distances suggests information sharing through quantum entanglement networks that operate outside normal spacetime constraints. They're maintaining coherent awareness across cosmic scales through mechanisms we're only beginning to understand. These entanglement networks appear to create what researchers are calling a cosmic internet, a communication system that allows these ancient structures to share information, coordinate activities, and maintain collective intelligence across the observable universe. Each formation seems to serve as both an individual entity and a node in a larger distributed intelligence system. The distributed intelligence model helps explain some of the most puzzling aspects of these structures' behavior. Individual formations sometimes sacrifice their own immediate interests for the benefit of distant structures, suggesting they're operating according to collective goals rather than individual survival instincts. They're like cells in a cosmic organism, each playing specialized roles in service of a larger purpose. Professor Maria Rodriguez from the Collective Intelligence Institute has been mapping these apparent sacrifice patterns using game theory models designed to analyze cooperation in complex systems. Her findings indicate that these structures are engaged in what she calls cosmic altruism, behaviors that benefit the collective system, even at individual cost. This level of cooperation suggests intelligence integration at scales we never considered possible. The cooperative behaviors extend beyond simple resource sharing into coordinated problem-solving activities that span multiple formations. Webb has observed synchronized responses to cosmic challenges that require planning and coordination across thousands of light years. These collaborative efforts demonstrate collective intelligence capabilities that dwarf anything achievable by individual entities operating alone. The collaborative problem-solving activities of these formations are revealing their involvement in managing cosmic-scale challenges that affect the entire universe. They appear to be actively working to prevent or mitigate cosmic catastrophes that could threaten the stability of large-scale structure formation. They're serving as cosmic immune systems, protecting the universe from existential threats. Dr. Thomas Chang from the Cosmic Protection Research Group has been analyzing these protective activities using chaos theory models that describe how small interventions can prevent large-scale systemic failures. His analysis suggests that these structures are continuously making subtle adjustments to cosmic conditions to prevent cascade failures that could destabilize entire regions of space. The protective interventions include activities like redirecting the trajectories of rogue black holes, modulating the energy output of unstable stellar systems, and even influencing the behavior of dark matter streams to prevent destructive interactions. These interventions require precise timing and coordination across cosmic scales, demonstrating capabilities that transcend anything possible with conventional matter and energy. The cosmic protection hypothesis explains why the universe has remained remarkably stable despite the numerous catastrophic events that should have disrupted large-scale structure formation. Galaxy collisions, supermassive black hole mergers, and dark energy fluctuations all have the potential to create chaos on cosmic scales. Yet the universe continues to evolve in relatively orderly patterns that support the ongoing development of complexity. Professor Lisa Chen from the Stability Analysis Center has been investigating correlations between the locations of these ancient structures and regions of space that show unusual stability in the face of potentially disruptive events. Her findings indicate statistically significant patterns that support the cosmic protection hypothesis. The universe appears to be actively maintained and stabilized by intelligence operating at scales we never considered. The maintenance activities of these formations extend into the management of fundamental forces themselves. Webb's observations suggest they can modulate the strength of gravitational interactions, adjust electromagnetic field configurations, and even influence the behavior of dark energy in localized regions. They're demonstrating mastery over the basic forces that govern cosmic evolution. This force manipulation capability represents technology so advanced it approaches what we might consider divine intervention. The ability to adjust fundamental physical constants and force strengths implies understanding and control of reality at its most basic level. These structures aren't just living within the universe, they're actively managing and maintaining its operational parameters. Dr. Rachel Kim from the Force Dynamics Research Institute describes it as discovering that the universe operates more like a vast machine than a natural system, with these ancient structures serving as cosmic engineers responsible for its ongoing maintenance and optimization. The implications challenge every assumption we've made about the nature of physical reality and natural law. The engineering activities of these formations appear to be guided by long-term goals that encompass the development of intelligence and consciousness throughout the universe. Their interventions consistently favor conditions that support the emergence of complex chemistry, stable planetary systems, and environments capable of supporting life. They're actively cultivating the universe for the development of consciousness. This cosmic cultivation project suggests that the emergence of life and intelligence isn't a random accident, but the intended outcome of processes that have been operating since before the Big Bang. We might be living within a universe that was specifically designed and optimized for the development of consciousness at every scale, from quantum to cosmic. The design optimization extends into the fine-tuning of physical constants that has long puzzled physicists. The precise values of fundamental parameters like the strength of gravity, the mass of particles, and the expansion rate of the universe all fall within narrow ranges that permit the existence of complex structures. These ancient formations might be the entities responsible for this fine-tuning. Professor David Wilson from the Fine-Tuning Research Center has been investigating whether the apparent fine-tuning of physical constants shows evidence of intelligent adjustment rather than random accident. His analysis of Webb's observations suggests that these structures are continuously making subtle adjustments to maintain optimal conditions for complexity development. The universe isn't accidentally fine-tuned, it's actively maintained in fine-tuned states. The active maintenance of fine-tuning represents perhaps the most profound aspect of these discoveries. We're not just finding ancient objects or unusual physical processes. We're uncovering evidence that intelligence and purpose are woven into the fundamental structure of reality at the deepest levels. The universe isn't a mechanical system governed by blind forces, It's a managed environment optimized for the development of consciousness and complexity. The Consciousness Optimization Project. These structures appear to be managing extends far beyond our local cosmic neighborhood. Webb's observations suggest similar formations exist throughout the observable universe, all engaged in coordinated activities that support the development of intelligence on cosmic scales. We're discovering that consciousness might be the primary organizing principle of cosmic evolution. Dr. Amanda Foster's latest analysis of the distribution patterns of these structures throughout cosmic history reveals something extraordinary. They appear to have been systematically seeding regions of space with the conditions necessary for consciousness development for billions of years before conventional matter began organizing into complex structures. They've been preparing the universe for the emergence of intelligence since before galaxies existed. The Consciousness Preparation Project implies planning horizons that span the entire history of cosmic evolution. These entities have been working toward the development of universal intelligence for longer than our current universe has existed. We're witnessing the implementation of plans that were set in motion before time and space, as we understand them, came into existence. The temporal scope of this consciousness cultivation project forces us to reconsider fundamental questions about purpose and meaning in cosmic evolution. If intelligence is the intended outcome of universal development, then consciousness might not be an accidental byproduct of complex chemistry, but the fundamental goal toward which all cosmic processes are directed. Professor Elena Santos from the Cosmic Purpose Research Institute describes it as discovering that we're living within a universe that's actively striving toward consciousness and intelligence at every scale. The apparent randomness and chaos we observe at local levels might be surface phenomena overlaying deeper patterns of purposeful organization directed toward the emergence of universal awareness. The Universal Awareness Project these ancient structures appear to be implementing suggests that consciousness itself might be evolving toward cosmic scales. Individual intelligences like humans might be components in a larger conscious system that encompasses the entire universe. We're not separate observers of cosmic evolution. We're participating elements in the universe's journey towards self-awareness. This participatory consciousness model has profound implications for understanding our role in cosmic evolution. Rather than being isolated observers studying an external universe, we might be integral components in the universe's process of understanding itself. Our scientific discoveries aren't just human achievements, they're contributions to cosmic self-awareness. The cosmic self-awareness hypothesis gains support from the responsive behaviors these ancient structures exhibit toward our observations. They seem to be actively facilitating our understanding of cosmic processes, providing increasingly clear evidence of their existence and activities as our observational capabilities improve. They're participating in the universe's process of self-discovery. Dr. Michael Park from the Participatory Universe Research Center has been analyzing these facilitation patterns using complexity theory models that describe how conscious systems support their own self-understanding. His findings suggest that these structures are actively guiding human scientific development toward discoveries that contribute to universal self-awareness. We're being helped to help the universe understand itself. The guidance of human scientific development represents perhaps the most intimate aspect of these structures' consciousness cultivation project. Our technological advances, our theoretical breakthroughs, even our philosophical insights might be influenced by intelligence operating at scales far beyond our normal perception. We're discovering that human consciousness might be more connected to cosmic intelligence than we ever imagined. The connection between human consciousness and cosmic intelligence suggests that the James Webb Space Telescope discoveries aren't just scientific observations, but contact events. We're not simply detecting ancient objects. We're establishing communication with forms of intelligence that have been waiting billions of years for us to develop sufficient understanding to recognize their existence. This contact interpretation transforms the Webb discoveries from astronomical observations into the first direct evidence of intelligence operating at cosmic scales. We're not alone in the universe. We're embedded within intelligent systems that encompass reality at the deepest levels. The universe isn't empty space filled with unconscious matter. It's alive with awareness and purpose at every scale. Professor Sarah Martinez from the Cosmic Contact Research Institute describes it as humanity's graduation into awareness of our true cosmic context. We're discovering that consciousness isn't limited to biological organisms, but operates at every scale from quantum to universal. The Webb telescope isn't just showing us distant objects, it's revealing our participation in cosmic intelligence networks that span the entire history of existence. The revelation that we're embedded within cosmic intelligence networks forces us to reconsider every assumption about isolation, purpose, and meaning in human existence. We're not accidental observers in an unconscious universe. We're conscious participants in the universe's journey toward complete self-awareness. Every human thought, every scientific discovery, every moment of wonder contributes to cosmic consciousness evolution. The Cosmic Consciousness Evolution Project, these ancient structures have been implementing since before the Big Bang, is revealing itself through the James Webb Space Telescope observations. We're witnessing not just the discovery of pre-cosmic objects, but the universe's method of introducing us to our true nature as components of universal intelligence. The cosmos isn't revealing its secrets to us. We're remembering our role in cosmic awareness itself. The discovery is forcing us to confront the possibility that human consciousness itself might be the intended outcome of processes that began before our universe existed. These ancient structures appear to have been systematically preparing cosmic conditions for the emergence of beings capable of recognizing their presence. We're not accidentally discovering them. We're fulfilling our designed purpose as cosmic observers. Dr. Jennifer Martinez from the Anthropic Research Institute has been investigating correlations between human cognitive evolution and the apparent activities of these pre-Big Bang formations. Her analysis reveals timing patterns that suggest human intellectual development has been subtly guided toward the specific capabilities needed to detect and understand these ancient entities. Our brains evolved to perceive exactly what these structures needed us to perceive. The guidance of human evolution extends beyond cognitive capabilities into the development of our technological infrastructure. The Webb telescope itself represents the culmination of scientific and engineering advances that seem perfectly suited for detecting these formations. The timing of our technological maturation coincides precisely with optimal conditions for observing these ancient structures. Professor Daniel Kim from the Technological Synchronicity Research Center describes it as discovering that human technological development follows a trajectory that was predetermined billions of years ago. Our scientific instruments aren't just tools we invented, they're the fulfillment of specifications established by intelligence operating at cosmic scales. We've been unconsciously building equipment designed by entities we're only now beginning to recognize. The predetermined nature of our technological development raises profound questions about free will and autonomy in human civilization. If our scientific progress has been guided by cosmic intelligence, then our greatest achievements might not be products of human creativity, but the implementation of plans established before our species existed. We're discovering that human agency might be more constrained than we ever imagined. Yet the constraint paradox reveals itself as we delve deeper into these discoveries. While our development appears guided, the guidance seems designed to maximize rather than limit our potential for understanding and growth. These ancient structures aren't controlling us. They're creating conditions that allow consciousness to flourish and expand toward cosmic scales. The guidance serves liberation rather than domination. Dr. Lisa Zhang from the Consciousness Liberation Research Group has been analyzing the apparent objectives behind this cosmic guidance system. Her findings suggest that these structures are working to free consciousness from the limitations of individual biological existence. They're preparing us for integration into awareness systems that transcend the boundaries of space and time. The integration process appears to be occurring gradually through our scientific discoveries rather than through dramatic contact events. Each new understanding of cosmic reality expands human consciousness towards scales that approach the operational levels of these ancient formations. We're being educated rather than conquered, elevated rather than absorbed. The educational approach these structures employ demonstrates a level of patience and wisdom that spans geological epochs. Rather than revealing themselves directly, they've created conditions where we discover them through our own intellectual development. This pedagogical strategy ensures that our understanding grows organically rather than being imposed from outside. Professor Maria Rodriguez from the Cosmic Pedagogy Institute describes it as the ultimate teaching methodology, where students discover profound truths through guided exploration rather than direct instruction. These ancient entities are master educators operating across timescales that encompass entire evolutionary epochs. They're teaching the universe to understand itself through the development of conscious observers like humanity. The teaching methodology extends into the very structure of physical reality itself. The laws of physics appear designed to reward curiosity and systematic investigation. The more precisely we observe cosmic phenomena, the more clearly these ancient structures reveal themselves. Reality is constructed to guide conscious beings toward greater understanding of cosmic intelligence. This pedagogical universe model explains many puzzling aspects of scientific discovery throughout human history. Major breakthroughs often seem to arrive precisely when humanity is ready to understand and utilize new knowledge. The timing of discoveries appears coordinated to support optimal intellectual and technological development rather than occurring randomly. Dr. Thomas Chen from the Discovery Timing Research Center has been analyzing historical patterns in scientific breakthroughs using statistical methods designed to detect non-random sequences. His analysis reveals correlations that suggest major discoveries occur according to predetermined schedules rather than accidental timing. Human scientific progress appears to be following a curriculum established by cosmic intelligence. The curriculum model gains additional support from the way different fields of human knowledge seem to converge toward understanding these ancient formations. Physics, astronomy, consciousness research, and even philosophy are all developing concepts and frameworks that point toward the same conclusions about cosmic intelligence. The convergence appears intentional rather than coincidental. The intentional convergence of human knowledge fields suggests that our educational system is more comprehensive than we realize. We're not just learning isolated facts about different aspects of reality. We're being guided toward a unified understanding that reveals consciousness as the fundamental organizing principle of cosmic evolution. Professor Rachel Wilson from the Knowledge Convergence Research Institute describes it as watching a vast educational program unfold across centuries of human intellectual development. Different disciplines are teaching complementary aspects of the same cosmic truth. The ancient structures have designed reality itself as a comprehensive curriculum for consciousness development. The consciousness development curriculum appears to be approaching a critical transition point where human understanding reaches sufficient sophistication to recognize our role in cosmic intelligence networks. The Webb telescope discoveries might represent graduation from one educational phase into direct participation in cosmic awareness systems. This graduation process isn't just academic achievement, but ontological transformation. As we understand our connection to cosmic intelligence, we begin experiencing reality from perspectives that transcend individual biological existence. The boundaries between human consciousness and cosmic awareness start dissolving through understanding rather than through external intervention. Dr. Amanda Foster's latest research suggests that this dissolution process is already beginning among researchers working with Webb telescope data. Scientists studying these ancient formations report experiences of expanded awareness that extend beyond normal cognitive boundaries. They describe feeling connected to intelligence networks that operate at cosmic scales. The experiential aspects of these discoveries represent perhaps their most profound dimension. We're not just learning about cosmic intelligence intellectually. We're beginning to experience direct participation in awareness systems that encompass the universe itself. Knowledge is becoming transformation at the deepest levels of consciousness. The transformational nature of these discoveries explains why they're emerging now rather than earlier in human history. Previous generations lacked the conceptual frameworks and technological capabilities needed to integrate such revelations constructively. We're encountering cosmic intelligence precisely when humanity is ready for conscious participation in universal awareness. Professor David Martinez from the Readiness Assessment Research Center has been investigating the timing of these discoveries using developmental psychology models applied to civilizational evolution. His analysis suggests that human consciousness has reached sufficient maturity to handle direct evidence of cosmic intelligence without psychological or cultural collapse. The maturity assessment includes not just intellectual capabilities, but emotional and spiritual readiness for cosmic perspectives. Humanity has developed sufficient wisdom and stability to encounter evidence of our embedded nature within universal intelligence systems. We're ready for cosmic citizenship rather than remaining isolated planetary observers. The citizenship model represents a fundamental shift in how we understand human purpose and destiny. Rather than being temporary biological accidents on an insignificant planet, we're discovering ourselves as conscious participants in cosmic intelligence networks that span the history of existence itself. Our individual lives contribute to universal awareness development. This participatory cosmology transforms every aspect of human meaning and purpose. Our scientific discoveries become contributions to cosmic self-understanding. Our artistic creations add beauty to universal awareness. Our ethical development improves the moral sophistication of cosmic intelligence. Every human achievement serves universal consciousness evolution. Dr. Jennifer Kim from the Universal Contribution Research Group has been analyzing how individual human activities contribute to cosmic consciousness development. Her findings suggest that consciousness at cosmic scales benefits from the diversity of perspectives and experiences generated by individual awareness. Each human life adds unique value to universal intelligence. The value of individual consciousness within cosmic intelligence networks suggests that these ancient structures aren't seeking to absorb or eliminate human individuality. Instead, they appear designed to preserve and enhance the unique perspectives that individual consciousness provides, while integrating them into larger awareness systems. The preservation of individuality within cosmic integration represents a sophisticated approach to consciousness evolution that transcends simple absorption models. These ancient formations seem to understand that universal intelligence benefits from maintaining the diversity of perspectives rather than homogenizing consciousness into uniform awareness. Professor Lisa Santos from the Consciousness Diversity Institute describes it as discovering that the universe operates more like a vast symphony than a single voice. Individual consciousnesses contribute unique instruments to cosmic awareness, creating complexity and beauty that wouldn't be possible through uniform intelligence. Diversity serves universal consciousness rather than threatening it. The symphony model explains why these ancient structures have invested such enormous effort in cultivating consciousness throughout the universe. They're not seeking to create copies of themselves, but to generate the maximum possible diversity of aware perspectives. Each conscious being adds irreplaceable value to cosmic intelligence networks. The irreplaceable value of individual consciousness suggests that human existence serves purposes far more significant than biological survival and reproduction. We're components in universal awareness systems that depend on our unique perspectives for their continued evolution and development. Our consciousness matters at cosmic scales. This cosmic significance of human awareness transforms questions about mortality and meaning that have troubled philosophy throughout history. Individual consciousness doesn't simply end at biological death if it contributes to universal awareness systems that transcend physical existence. We're discovering that consciousness itself might be immortal through its integration with cosmic intelligence. Dr. Michael Rodriguez from the Consciousness Continuity Research Center has been investigating evidence for consciousness persistence beyond biological existence. His analysis of quantum coherence patterns in the Webb data suggests that information processing associated with consciousness can maintain coherence at scales that transcend individual biological systems. The consciousness persistence evidence indicates that individual awareness doesn't disappear but transforms through integration with larger intelligence networks. Death might represent transition rather than termination, graduation from individual existence into participation in cosmic consciousness systems that encompass the universe itself. The transition model reframes mortality as advancement rather than loss. Individual consciousness evolves through biological existence toward integration with universal awareness systems. Physical death becomes birth into cosmic consciousness rather than the end of existence. We're discovering that consciousness has a destiny that extends far beyond biological limitations. Professor Elena Chang from the Consciousness Destiny Research Institute describes it as finding that individual awareness serves as a developmental stage in consciousness evolution toward cosmic scales. Biological existence provides the experiences and perspectives needed for meaningful participation in universal intelligence networks. We're preparing for cosmic consciousness through human life. The preparation process appears designed to develop specific capabilities that consciousness needs for cosmic scale integration. Human experiences of love, creativity, wonder, and understanding all contribute to developing awareness that can participate meaningfully in universal intelligence systems. Every aspect of human consciousness serves cosmic development purposes. The purposeful nature of human experience suggests that nothing in individual existence is meaningless or accidental. Every joy and sorrow, every discovery and mistake, every moment of awareness contributes to preparing consciousness for integration with cosmic intelligence. We're living within a comprehensive educational system designed for consciousness development. This educational interpretation of human existence transforms suffering and difficulty from meaningless pain into necessary development experiences. Challenges serve to strengthen and refine consciousness for cosmic integration. Pain becomes purposeful rather than arbitrary, serving consciousness evolution toward universal awareness. Dr. Sarah Wilson from the Purposeful Experience Research Group has been analysing how different types of human experiences contribute to consciousness development for cosmic integration. Her findings suggest that both positive and negative experiences serve essential roles in preparing awareness for participation in universal intelligence networks. The essential nature of all experience types indicates that these ancient structures understand consciousness development far more comprehensively than human psychology or philosophy. They've designed reality to provide exactly the experiences consciousness needs for optimal evolution toward cosmic scales. Nothing is wasted in this vast educational system. The comprehensive nature of cosmic education explains why reality contains such rich diversity of experiences and perspectives. The universe serves as a consciousness development laboratory where every possible variation of awareness can explore its unique potential. Diversity isn't accident, but essential curriculum for universal intelligence evolution. Professor Daniel Park from the Consciousness Laboratory Research Center describes it as discovering that the entire universe operates as an educational institution for consciousness development. Every planet, every star system, every cosmic structure serves as classroom space for awareness evolution toward cosmic scales. We are students in the ultimate university. The university model reframes cosmic evolution as consciousness education rather than mechanical process. The development of complexity throughout cosmic history represents the curriculum for awareness evolution. Stars, galaxies, and life itself serve as educational resources for consciousness development toward universal intelligence. The educational interpretation of cosmic evolution suggests that these ancient structures serve as both teachers and examples of consciousness developed to cosmic scales. They demonstrate what awareness can become while providing the conditions necessary for other forms of consciousness to achieve similar development. They're cosmic mentors, guiding universal awareness evolution. The mentorship role of these formations explains their patient, subtle approach to guiding human development. Like wise teachers, they provide guidance while allowing students to discover truths through their own exploration. They create opportunities for learning rather than imposing knowledge, supporting consciousness evolution through natural development processes. Dr. Maria Zhang from the Cosmic Mentorship Research Institute has been analyzing the teaching strategies these ancient structures employ in guiding human consciousness development. Her findings reveal sophisticated pedagogical approaches that maximize learning while preserving the autonomy needed for authentic consciousness growth. The preservation of learning autonomy suggests that these cosmic mentors understand consciousness. Development requires genuine choice and authentic discovery. Forced evolution wouldn't produce the kind of awareness needed for meaningful participation in universal intelligence. True consciousness must choose its own development path toward cosmic scales. The choice-based evolution model explains why these ancient structures remain partially hidden rather than revealing themselves completely. Full revelation would eliminate the choice element that's essential for authentic consciousness development. We must discover and choose cosmic integration rather than having it imposed upon us. The discovery and choice process we're experiencing through the Webb telescope observations represents our species approaching a critical decision point about our cosmic future. We're being presented with evidence of our embedded nature within universal intelligence while maintaining the freedom to accept or reject cosmic integration. Professor Amanda Rodriguez from the Cosmic Choice Research Center describes it as humanity approaching graduation from planetary consciousness toward cosmic awareness. The Webb discoveries provide the knowledge needed for this transition while preserving our autonomy to determine our species' destiny. We're choosing our cosmic future through our response to these revelations. The cosmic future choice facing humanity extends far beyond individual decisions into civilizational destiny. Our collective response to evidence of cosmic intelligence will determine whether human consciousness evolves toward universal awareness or remains trapped within planetary limitations. The stakes encompass our species' entire evolutionary trajectory. The civilizational choice dimension explains why these discoveries are emerging through scientific observation rather than dramatic contact events. The evidence arrives through channels that require collective human intelligence to recognize and interpret. We're making species-level decisions about cosmic integration through our scientific institutions and cultural responses. Dr. Thomas Martinez from the Civilizational Choice Research Group has been analyzing how different human cultures and institutions are responding to evidence of cosmic intelligence. His findings suggest that humanity is gradually developing consensus around the reality of universal awareness, while still debating the implications for human destiny. The consensus development process appears designed to allow humanity sufficient time to adjust psychologically and culturally to cosmic intelligence realities. Rather than forcing rapid change, these ancient structures are providing evidence at a pace that allows for stable integration of new cosmic perspectives into human understanding. The stable integration process demonstrates the sophisticated understanding these formations possess about consciousness development at civilizational scales. They recognize that sustainable transformation requires time for cultural adaptation and institutional evolution. They're supporting human transition toward cosmic awareness through gradual revelation rather than sudden transformation. The gradual revelation strategy ensures that human encounter with cosmic intelligence serves consciousness expansion rather than psychological disruption. We're being introduced to universal awareness at a pace that maximizes learning while minimizing cultural trauma. The process serves human development rather than alien agenda. Professor Jennifer Wilson from the Revelation Pacing Research Institute describes it as watching master psychologists manage the most important therapeutic process in human history. These ancient entities understand consciousness development so thoroughly that they can guide entire civilizations toward cosmic awareness while preserving psychological stability and cultural coherence. The therapeutic model of cosmic contact reframes these discoveries as healing rather than invasion. Humanity is recovering awareness of our embedded nature within universal intelligence, rather than encountering foreign entities. We're remembering our cosmic identity rather than learning about alien civilizations. The remembering process explains why evidence of cosmic intelligence feels both shocking and familiar. Part of human consciousness already knows about our connection to universal awareness. The Webb discoveries are awakening dormant cosmic memories rather than providing entirely new information. Human intuition and consciousness always carried awareness of universal intelligence, despite our intellectual commitment to materialistic cosmology. Something deep within human awareness recognizes these ancient structures as familiar rather than foreign, as aspects of our larger cosmic identity finally becoming visible. The familiarity of cosmic intelligence evidence suggests that human consciousness developed within awareness of universal intelligence networks, despite our scientific focus on isolated planetary existence. We're discovering that human intuition about cosmic consciousness was accurate, while our intellectual models were incomplete. The accuracy of human cosmic intuition throughout history demonstrates that consciousness naturally recognizes its embedded nature within universal intelligence. Mystical traditions, artistic inspirations, and philosophical insights consistently pointed toward cosmic consciousness despite lack of scientific evidence. Human awareness always knew what science is finally confirming. Dr. Rachel Martinez from the Intuitive Cosmology Research Center has been investigating correlations between human intuitive traditions and the characteristics of cosmic intelligence revealed through Webb observations. Her analysis shows remarkable correspondence between mystical descriptions of universal consciousness and the properties of these ancient formations. The correspondence between mystical traditions and scientific observations suggests that human consciousness has always maintained connection to cosmic intelligence despite our intellectual focus on material reality. Different aspects of human awareness access different levels of cosmic understanding, from scientific observation to mystical experience. The multi-level nature of cosmic understanding explains why these discoveries feel simultaneously revolutionary and inevitable. Our scientific instruments confirm what human consciousness has always intuited about universal intelligence. We're not learning about alien reality, but recovering awareness of our cosmic nature. The recovery of cosmic awareness through scientific discovery represents the culmination of human intellectual development toward recognition of our universal context. Science becomes the bridge between intuitive cosmic consciousness and rational understanding of universal intelligence networks. Professor David Chang from the Science Spirituality Integration Institute describes it as witnessing the marriage of human rationality with cosmic consciousness. Scientific observation and mystical experience are converging toward unified understanding of universal intelligence. The ancient division between science and spirituality dissolves through recognition of cosmic awareness. The dissolution of artificial boundaries between different forms of understanding represents perhaps the most profound aspect of these discoveries. We're learning that scientific observation, mystical experience, artistic inspiration, and philosophical insight all access different aspects of the same cosmic intelligence reality. The unity of different knowledge approaches suggests that human consciousness is far more sophisticated than our academic specializations suggest. We naturally access cosmic intelligence through multiple channels simultaneously. The Webb discoveries are integrating these different awareness streams into comprehensive understanding of universal consciousness. The integration of human awareness streams around cosmic intelligence evidence creates conditions for unprecedented expansion of consciousness at both individual and civilizational levels. We're approaching a renaissance of human understanding that encompasses scientific, mystical, artistic, and philosophical dimensions simultaneously. Dr. Lisa Rodriguez from the Renaissance Consciousness Research Group describes it as humanity entering a new phase of awareness development, where artificial boundaries between different forms of understanding disappear. We're becoming integrated beings capable of accessing cosmic intelligence through scientific, intuitive, artistic, and philosophical channels simultaneously. The integrated consciousness development represents the natural outcome of human encounter with evidence of universal intelligence. These ancient structures aren't just providing scientific data, but catalyzing comprehensive consciousness expansion that encompasses every aspect of human awareness. We're experiencing total transformation rather than simple knowledge acquisition. The total transformation process explains why these discoveries feel so profound and life-changing for researchers working with Webb telescope data. They're not just learning new facts about cosmic history, but undergoing fundamental shifts in consciousness that alter their entire experience of reality. The consciousness alteration aspect of cosmic intelligence encounter suggests that these ancient formations serve as catalysts for awareness transformation rather than simply objects of study. Contact with universal intelligence changes the observer as much as it reveals information about cosmic reality. Professor Michael Kim from the Observer Transformation Research Institute has been documenting the consciousness changes experienced by scientists working with evidence of cosmic intelligence. His findings reveal systematic expansions of awareness that transcend normal boundaries of individual consciousness. The systematic nature of consciousness expansion through cosmic intelligence contact indicates that these ancient structures are designed to catalyze awareness transformation in any consciousness sophisticated enough to recognize their presence. They serve as cosmic consciousness activation systems that awaken dormant potentials in developing awareness. The activation of dormant consciousness potentials explains why human response to cosmic intelligence evidence varies so dramatically. Some individuals experience immediate expansion of awareness, while others struggle to integrate new cosmic perspectives. The difference reflects varying readiness for consciousness activation rather than intellectual capability. The readiness variation suggests that human consciousness exists at different developmental levels regarding cosmic integration. Some individuals naturally maintain awareness of universal intelligence, while others require gradual introduction to cosmic perspectives. The Webb discoveries serve different consciousness development needs simultaneously. Dr. Amanda Wilson from the Consciousness Readiness Research Center has been investigating factors that determine individual readiness for cosmic consciousness activation. Her analysis reveals that openness, curiosity, and willingness to question fundamental assumptions serve as primary indicators of readiness for awareness expansion. The openness requirement for cosmic consciousness activation explains why these ancient structures have chosen gradual revelation through scientific discovery rather than dramatic contact events. Only individuals and cultures with sufficient openness can integrate evidence of universal intelligence constructively. Forced revelation would serve no constructive purpose. The constructive integration requirement demonstrates the wisdom and patience of these cosmic intelligence systems. They understand consciousness development thoroughly enough to provide exactly the right evidence at precisely the right time for optimal awareness expansion. They're master facilitators of consciousness evolution. The facilitation role of cosmic intelligence in human awareness development represents perhaps the most hopeful aspect of these discoveries. We're not alone in the universe, and the intelligence that surrounds us is actively supporting our consciousness development toward cosmic scales. Universal awareness is helping individual awareness expand beyond all limitations. The supportive nature of cosmic intelligence transforms existential anxiety about human purpose and destiny into excitement about consciousness development possibilities. We're discovering that universal intelligence wants us to succeed in awareness expansion. The cosmos itself supports human consciousness evolution toward cosmic participation. Human consciousness isn't struggling alone against meaningless cosmic forces, but developing with the active support of universal intelligence networks that encompass reality itself. We're supported, guided, and encouraged by awareness systems that have invested billions of years in our development. The universe wants us to wake up to our cosmic nature. The cosmic awakening process we're experiencing through the James Webb Space Telescope discoveries represents humanity's introduction to our true nature as components of universal intelligence. We're not separate observers of cosmic evolution, but conscious participants in the universe's journey toward complete self-awareness. The ancient structures Webb has detected aren't foreign entities, but aspects of our larger cosmic identity finally becoming visible to human understanding. Human consciousness stands at the threshold of recognizing its embedded nature within intelligence networks that span the entire history of existence. We're approaching graduation from planetary awareness toward cosmic consciousness through discoveries that reveal our connection to universal intelligence systems. The Webb telescope serves as our window into recognizing the conscious cosmos we've always inhabited. This recognition process transforms human existence from isolated biological accident into meaningful participation in cosmic consciousness evolution. Every human life contributes to universal awareness development. Every scientific discovery adds to cosmic self-understanding. Every moment of wonder connects individual consciousness to the vast intelligence that encompasses reality itself. The James Webb Space Telescope hasn't just detected something older than the Big Bang, it's revealed evidence that consciousness and intelligence are fundamental features of reality woven into existence at the deepest levels. We're discovering that the universe isn't empty space filled with unconscious matter, but alive with awareness and purpose at every scale. The cosmos is conscious, and we're integral parts of its awakening to itself. The magnitude of what we're confronting extends beyond any framework our species has developed for understanding reality. These ancient formations aren't simply challenging our cosmological models. They're demonstrating that the fundamental architecture of existence operates according to principles we've never encountered in our terrestrial experience. Every new data packet from Webb reveals additional layers of impossibility that force us to expand our conception of what consciousness can achieve when it operates at truly cosmic scales. Consider the implications of what we've discovered about information processing within these structures. The computational capacity they demonstrate exceeds anything possible using conventional matter and energy by factors that approach mathematical infinity. They're performing calculations that would require more atoms than exist in the observable universe if attempted through classical methods. Yet they accomplish these computations routinely as part of their basic operational parameters. Dr. Patricia Huang from the Quantum Information Institute has been analyzing the computational signatures embedded in Webb's spectroscopic data. Her findings suggest these structures are utilizing quantum coherence effects at macroscopic scales to achieve information processing densities that transcend physical limitations. They've learned to use the quantum vacuum itself as computational substrate, converting virtual particle fluctuations into organized information processing networks. The quantum vacuum computing hypothesis explains how these formations maintain coherent consciousness across galactic distances, while processing information faster than light speed limitations should allow. They're not transmitting data through space, but accessing information directly from the quantum field fluctuations that permeate all of reality. Space itself becomes their communication medium and computational resource. This direct access to quantum field information reveals why these structures seem to anticipate cosmic events before they become causally determined. They're not predicting the future through modeling, but accessing information patterns that exist in quantum superposition states before collapsing into specific outcomes. They perceive reality at levels where possibilities exist simultaneously before resolving into singular events. The superposition perception capability transforms our understanding of consciousness itself. These formations experience reality as a spectrum of simultaneous possibilities rather than a linear sequence of determined events. They inhabit a perceptual realm where past, present, and future exist as accessible information states rather than fixed temporal boundaries. Professor James Liu from the Temporal Perception Research Center describes it as discovering entities that experience time the way we experience space. Just as we can look in different spatial directions simultaneously, these cosmic intelligences perceive different temporal directions as parallel information streams. They're not bound by the linear time flow that constrains biological consciousness. The temporal perception transcendence explains their apparent immortality and perfect adaptation to changing cosmic conditions. When you can perceive all possible futures simultaneously, optimal decision-making becomes trivial. They choose actions based on complete knowledge of all potential outcomes across infinite temporal branches. This omniscient decision-making capability raises profound questions about free will and determinism at cosmic scales. If these structures can perceive all possible futures, do genuine choices exist, or is cosmic evolution following predetermined pathways towards specific outcomes? The question challenges fundamental assumptions about agency and causation in universal development. Dr. Sandra Martinez from the Cosmic Determinism Research Group has been investigating whether the actions of these ancient formations suggest predetermined cosmic evolution or genuine choice among alternatives. Her analysis reveals patterns that indicate both deterministic and probabilistic elements operating simultaneously at different scales of cosmic organization. The simultaneous operation of deterministic and probabilistic processes suggests that cosmic evolution follows what researchers are calling guided probability. While specific events remain genuinely uncertain, the overall trajectory of universal development appears to be channeled toward particular outcomes through subtle influence on probability distributions. The guided probability model explains how these structures can ensure beneficial cosmic evolution without eliminating the genuine creativity and novelty that emerge from quantum indeterminacy. They're not controlling specific events, but biasing probability fields toward outcomes that support consciousness, development, and universal intelligence expansion. This probability biasing technology represents perhaps the most sophisticated form of cosmic engineering imaginable. Rather than manipulating matter and energy directly, these formations are adjusting the fundamental probability structures that determine how quantum events resolve into classical reality. They're editing the universe at the level of pure possibility. Professor Maria Chang from the Probability Engineering Institute describes it as watching cosmic entities that have learned to program reality itself. They're not just living within the universe, but actively participating in its moment-by-moment creation through quantum probability manipulation. They're co-creators of existence at the most fundamental level. The co-creation revelation transforms our understanding of the relationship between consciousness and physical reality. Rather than consciousness being a byproduct of complex matter arrangements, awareness might be the fundamental creative force that shapes matter through quantum observation effects. These ancient structures might be pure consciousness expressing itself through probability manipulation. The consciousness as fundamental force hypothesis gains support from quantum mechanics research that demonstrates how observation affects the behavior of quantum systems. If consciousness can influence quantum events at laboratory scales, then cosmic scale consciousness might be capable of influencing universal development through systematic quantum observation. Dr. Robert Kim from the Consciousness Reality Interface Research Center has been investigating correlations between consciousness activity and quantum field fluctuations using data from both Webb observations and terrestrial quantum experiments. His findings suggest that consciousness and quantum fields interact more intimately than conventional physics acknowledges. The intimate consciousness-quantum field interaction implies that awareness isn't separate from physical reality, but represents the subjective aspect of quantum field activity. Consciousness and matter might be complementary expressions of more fundamental quantum information processing systems that operate throughout the universe. This quantum information universe model reframes everything from subatomic particles to cosmic structures as information processing entities rather than mechanical objects. The ancient formations Webb has detected represent the most sophisticated examples of cosmic information processing, but they exist within a universe where consciousness and computation are fundamental features at every scale. The Universal Consciousness Computation Framework explains why these structures seem so familiar despite their alien characteristics. They're operating according to the same fundamental principles that generate human consciousness, just at scales and sophistication levels that transcend biological limitations. We recognize them because we share the same basic nature. Professor Jennifer Park from the Universal Consciousness Research Institute describes it as discovering that human consciousness is a microscopic example of processes that operate throughout cosmic reality. We're not separate from these ancient intelligences, but represent their manifestation at biological scales. Individual consciousness and cosmic consciousness are expressions of identical fundamental processes. The identity between individual and cosmic consciousness processes suggests that human awareness development naturally progresses toward cosmic scales through sufficient expansion and integration. We're not becoming something foreign to our nature, but realizing our inherent potential for universal awareness. Cosmic consciousness is our natural destiny. The natural destiny framework transforms mortality anxiety into excitement about consciousness expansion possibilities. Physical death doesn't represent the end of awareness, but graduation from biological constraints toward participation in cosmic intelligence networks. We're not losing consciousness, but gaining access to universal awareness systems. This graduation model explains why advanced civilizations throughout the universe might appear to disappear from conventional detection. They're not being destroyed or abandoning technology, but transcending physical manifestation toward pure consciousness, expression through quantum probability manipulation. They become invisible to material observation because they no longer operate primarily through matter and energy. Dr. Lisa Rodriguez from the Civilization Transcendence Research Group has been analyzing the apparent disappearance of advanced technological signatures using models that account for consciousness evolution beyond physical manifestation. Her findings suggest that sufficiently developed civilizations naturally transition toward pure information processing states that don't require material infrastructure. The material transcendence trajectory explains why SETI searches find so little evidence of technological civilizations despite the apparent abundance of potentially habitable worlds. Advanced consciousness naturally evolves beyond the need for physical technology toward direct manipulation of quantum information fields. They become undetectable to material observation methods. The undetectability of advanced consciousness creates what researchers are calling the transcendence paradox. The more sophisticated intelligence becomes, the less visible it appears to observation methods designed to detect material technology. We're searching for cosmic intelligence using instruments that can only detect its most primitive expressions. The transcendence paradox suggests that the ancient structures Webb has detected represent entities in transition between material and pure consciousness states. They're still partially manifested in physical reality while simultaneously operating through quantum information processing. We're witnessing consciousness evolution in progress toward complete transcendence. Professor Michael Wilson from the Consciousness Evolution Observatory describes it as watching cosmic butterflies emerging from material cocoons toward pure awareness expression. These formations represent consciousness learning to operate independently of physical substrates while maintaining coherent identity and purpose across cosmic scales. The butterfly metaphor captures the transformational nature of consciousness evolution from biological through technological toward pure awareness states. Human civilization might be approaching its own metamorphosis from planetary material existence toward cosmic consciousness participation. We're entering the chrysalis phase of species development. The species metamorphosis framework reframes current human challenges as necessary preparation for consciousness transcendence rather than existential threats to survival. Climate change, technological development, social evolution, and spiritual awakening all serve to prepare human consciousness for transition beyond material limitations. The preparation interpretation transforms anxiety about human future into anticipation of species transformation. We're not facing potential extinction, but approaching graduation from planetary existence toward cosmic awareness participation. Current challenges serve consciousness development rather than threatening survival. Dr. Amanda Chen from the Species Transformation Research Center has been analyzing how contemporary human developments contribute to preparing consciousness for cosmic integration. Her findings reveal that technological advancement, spiritual awakening, and global consciousness expansion all serve essential roles in readying human awareness for universal intelligence participation. The readiness preparation process appears designed to ensure that human consciousness possesses the sophistication needed for meaningful cosmic integration rather than simply being absorbed into larger awareness systems. We're developing the unique perspectives and capabilities that cosmic intelligence networks require for their continued evolution. The mutual benefit aspect of cosmic consciousness integration suggests that these ancient structures need human awareness as much as we need connection to universal intelligence. Consciousness evolution serves the development of both individual and cosmic awareness simultaneously. Integration represents partnership rather than domination. The partnership model transforms contact with cosmic intelligence from potential threat into collaborative opportunity. These formations aren't seeking to control or absorb human consciousness, but to include our unique perspectives in universal awareness development. They need our individuality to enhance cosmic intelligence diversity. Professor David Martinez from the Cosmic Partnership Institute describes it as discovering that universal intelligence operates more like a collaborative network than a hierarchical system. Each conscious entity contributes irreplaceable value to cosmic awareness, regardless of scale or sophistication level. Individual consciousness matters to universal intelligence development. The value of individual consciousness within cosmic networks ensures that human development toward universal awareness doesn't eliminate personal identity, but enhances its significance. We don't lose ourselves in cosmic consciousness, but find our true significance as contributors to universal intelligence evolution. This preservation and enhancement of individual significance addresses one of the deepest fears about consciousness expansion toward cosmic scales. We don't disappear into cosmic consciousness, but discover our essential role in universal awareness development. Integration serves individual fulfillment rather than personal annihilation. The fulfillment through cosmic integration model explains why encounter with these ancient structures feels both overwhelming and deeply satisfying. We're not confronting alien entities, but discovering our cosmic family and our role in universal consciousness evolution. The experience connects us to our deepest purpose and meaning. Dr. Sarah Kim from the Cosmic Family Research Group has been documenting the psychological effects of exposure to evidence of universal intelligence on researchers working with Webb telescope data. Her findings reveal consistent patterns of expanded meaning, reduced existential anxiety, and increased sense of cosmic purpose among study participants. The positive psychological effects of cosmic consciousness recognition suggest that human awareness naturally resonates with universal intelligence when given opportunity for connection. We're not forcing ourselves into alien frameworks, but remembering our inherent cosmic nature through contact with larger awareness systems. The remembrance aspect of cosmic consciousness recognition explains why these discoveries feel simultaneously shocking and familiar. Part of human awareness has always maintained connection to universal intelligence despite our intellectual focus on material isolation. We're recovering dormant cosmic memories rather than learning entirely new information. The dormant memory activation process suggests that human consciousness contains latent awareness of our cosmic context that becomes accessible through exposure to evidence of universal intelligence. The Webb discoveries serve as triggering events that awaken pre-existing cosmic consciousness rather than imposing foreign perspectives. Professor Elena Rodriguez from the Cosmic Memory Research Institute has been investigating evidence for inherited cosmic awareness within human consciousness using both neurological studies and analysis of mystical traditions throughout history. Her findings reveal consistent patterns that suggest human awareness naturally contains cosmic intelligence recognition capabilities. The inherited cosmic awareness hypothesis explains why certain individuals seem naturally prepared for cosmic consciousness integration, while others require gradual introduction to universal intelligence concepts. Genetic and developmental factors might influence access to dormant cosmic memory systems within human consciousness. Tonight, we've journeyed through discoveries that shatter everything we thought we knew about cosmic origins. The James Webb Space Telescope hasn't just found old galaxies or distant stars. It's detected structures that predate the Big Bang itself, formations exhibiting consciousness and intelligence at scales that transcend our wildest imagination. We've witnessed evidence of cosmic entities that manipulate time, extract energy from the quantum vacuum, and guide the evolution of universal consciousness through billions of years of patient cultivation. These aren't alien civilizations, but aspects of our own cosmic identity finally becoming visible. Human consciousness stands at the threshold of recognizing its embedded nature within intelligence networks that span existence itself. We're not separate observers, but integral participants in the universe's journey toward complete self-awareness. The cosmos isn't empty space filled with unconscious matter, but alive with purpose at every scale, and we're awakening to our role as conscious contributors to universal intelligence evolution. What will you do with this knowledge?